So, male genital mutilation is the only surgery performed on children without a diagnosis in the Western world. Many prostrate themselves to insist that the circumcision of baby boys is not equivalent to female genital mutilation. Now, this might be true of some forms of FGM and MGM physiologically, although there are a number of forms of both, and actually, the most common form of MGM is more severe than the most common forms of FGM. But this is an irrelevance, because FGM and MGM are philosophically identical. The fundamental problem with both procedures is the affront to bodily autonomy. A person's body is their sole property. This is an idea that's widely accepted with regards to women, yet the empathy gap has proven too big a bridge to cross in advancing the truth that it's also true for men. The foreskin is a double-layered fold of smooth muscle tissue, blood vessels, skin, and mucous membrane that protects the penis. Like the eyelid, it is a vital mucocutaneous junction that has evolved to serve distinct purposes, protecting the head of the penis and aiding sexual activity. Newborns have traditionally been circumcised without anesthesia due to the incorrect belief that newborn babies do not feel pain during circumcision. That belief has since been demonstrated incorrect by scientific studies, and almost all circumcisions are now performed while the patient is under anesthesia. Circumcision cannot be performed on newborns with general anaesthetic, however, due to the dangers implicit, so local, circumcision site only, or regional, entire genital system anaesthesia are used instead. These are insufficient to numb the pain, as the cries of the victims show, and the pain can result in behavioural changes and affect mother-infant interaction. For the procedure, first the baby is strapped to something like a circumstraint newborn immobiliser. Now that is a sort of foam board with imprint of a baby cut out of it. They lie it in and then they strap the arms and legs down so the baby can't move. Before cutting, the foreskin, which is initially attached to the glands, has to be separated. At this point, mistakes are not uncommon, and serious damage can be done to the gland itself. There is a range of procedures that vary, usually named after the specialist equipment they employ. The Plaster-Bell method, the Gomco clamp method, and the Morgan clamp method are the most common. Once one of these is in place around the glands, slits are made on the upper and lower sides of the foreskin, and the foreskin is cut away around the coronal groove. Blood vessels are tied off using absorbable stitches or diathermy, a procedure in which an electrical current is used to heat the ends of the blood vessels. Then the foreskin is stitched. It then takes 6 weeks for the wound to heal, during which time boys need to be treated with painkillers and will experience pain, in particular when passing urine. Due to the vested interests and the general lack of empathy for male suffering, very little money is available for unbiased research into the long-term effects of MGM. In 2012, however, Tim Hammond conducted the Global Survey of Infant Circumcision Harm, in which 1,000 circumcised men shared their experiences. Participants reported suffering from a myriad of harms, including the following. 10% had partial or total loss of the penile body. 56% had little to no shaft skin mobility on erection. 45% had hair along the mid to upper shaft, causing friction during sex. 67% reported an insensitive glands. 75% reported a dry or keratinized glands, requiring lubricants before sex. 31% reported erectile dysfunction, with circumcised men being 4.5 times more likely to take pharmaceuticals for this condition. 6% reported penile bleeding during sex. 8% reported that the scar is painful. 27% that the scar is numb. Emotionally, the men surveyed reported feeling anger, 71%, frustration, 72%, shame, 37%, betrayed by lack of protection from harm by mother, 55%, betrayed by lack of protection from harm by father, 50%, that my human rights were violated, 73%. 62% of the participants reported that their condition impedes their sexual relationships. 32% reported that it adversely affects their relationship with their mother. 29%